I was just shocked by the popularity of sushi in Poland and Eastern Europe and places where fish hadn't really been very popular at all. But as we started to interview more and more marine biologists, even people at Tsukiji Market, the fish market you see in the film in Tokyo, they were constantly telling us, yeah, the fish are getting smaller. The things that are coming to auction are just not what they used to be in my father's generation. You see some older footage that we received from JAL, and a lot of those fish were very commonly, those bluefin tunas are just the size of cows. They're just huge. And that's not really the case anymore. That's pretty rare. So even those folks at Tsukiji were very concerned about the destruction of a species that was really kind of important to their business and important to sushi in a lot of ways. So it kind of morphed as we talked to more people. I think it was just a topic that you can't really deviate from.
Yeah, one thing that I do at my restaurant is I don't mind if I'm getting fish from very, very far away, for instance. There's been all sorts of studies, for instance. We're not like a locable restaurant that says, for instance, that if you're going to get an ingredient, any sort of food ingredient, the number one thing that you should be thinking about is the impact that it's doing locally, because 90% of the impact will happen right where it's being processed or caught. So I serve, for instance, wild salmon from Alaska, and I know that it's controversial. I know that wild salmon isn't often completely wild. We serve tilapia, but we won't serve tilapia from foreign countries. I've got tilapia being raised by kids of Bridgeport Aquatic School, which means now that we don't have tilapia. We have it on the menu, but we've run out until they get big enough for us to serve again. I think we've got a very, very small seafood menu, and right now we've got some harbor blues on it because the East Coast they're incredibly abundant. We try to get the smaller ones so that they've got a lower methyl mercury load. We've got 100 acres of shellfishing grounds. We got 2 boats, so we go diving for clams. We do our own oysters. We do our own seaweed as well.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I think it's just great to hear this because, you can go around the nation, you can go around the planet to sushi restaurants, and so often you can ask a chef, where does the fish come from? And they really don't know. And so I think, it's really good to hear a chef that's so conversant on where the food he's serving his customers is coming from.
They'll often say it's sustainable and we get it from sustainable sources, and they don't know and don't want to know. I mean, it's really truly.
I think chefs also have to be able to say, hey, listen, we just don't have it. We could not get an ethically raised or caught product. And I think it's the ultimate challenge for the chef to use limited ingredients, but the best ingredients in order to express themselves through their food art. The better the chef you are, the fewer ingredients you need, and ultimately the most ethically raised or caught ingredients or food tends also to be the tastiest anyway. So if you're talking about cheap sushi, using cheap ingredients, well, these ingredients are of low quality anyway. So no matter how good your recipe is or your technique is, your ultimate dish is not going to be very good. So we'd rather have fewer ingredients to work with and run out of stuff all the time, and then say, hey, listen, we're creating something that's really fantastic for you.
I didn't know this, and I wonder how many people here did. I want to share. It's wonderful to see the footage of the market, the seafood market in Japan. What's the future of that market?
Tsukiji Market has been the largest fish market in the world for many years, and it's slated to be closed in 2013, fiscal year 2013, probably next year. It's been a tremendous political debate, and the Tokyo metropolitan government is going to move the market to an artificial island called Toyosu. And Toyosu is actually a heavily polluted place, and a lot of of the smaller vendors that you see portrayed in the film, the mom and pops, they won't make that move because it'll be a much more concrete, super efficient type of place. But a lot of people are concerned about, the fact that, that 43,000 times the amount of benzene is in the soil at Toyosu and how that can affect the fish. The Japanese government, Tokyo metropolitan government, has said, well, we can put 2 meters of concrete over that island and there won't be any problem. But I sent a camera crew out after the earthquake last year, my Tokyo guys, and they went to shoot the Toyosu site, and it had liquefacted, and there were pools of benzene on the top of the soil. So I just, first of all, it's a loss of a cultural relic. Tsukiji is a small city. I mean, it employs 6,500 people every day, and it's the top tourist attraction in Tokyo. And so that will be gone, and I just kind of hate to see what they're planning.